Everybody wants to carry their entire team to victory, but do they really? My name is Brayden, and welcome to Valve Guides. CSGO Empire is the leading site for fun entertainment in the CS community. Deposit some of your skins and go check it out with the link in the description below, and you can use our code GUIDES to get 50 cents for free. Carrying is a term that is thrown around quite a lot among those in the competitive esports scenes. In this video, we are going to offer a new way of thinking about how to carry a team in CSGO. From raw skill in-game to mindset changes that are not only applicable in CSGO, but to many sports and life scenarios as well. That being said, let's begin the list. Making plays for the objective. Let's say you're on the T side. Getting the bomb down and playing the enemy long enough to detonate the bomb is the most important thing you can do, even if you don't get a single kill. If the bomb goes down, you get 4 kills, and then you die at the last second and a bomb gets defused, those 4 kills mean practically nothing except for a tad bit of extra cash. Carrying is doing whatever needs to be done to gain objective points. Usually that implies more kills than your other teammates, but it is important to not let frags skew your idea of what actually causes your team to win. Learn to hold the power positions. If you're going to carry your team, more often than not, that assumes that you're going to be the best option out of your team to hold the most important corners and bomb sites.
Flashbang coming in, and Body lines them up and mows them down.
Learning which position to hold and when to hold them and how to hold them is a must. Determine whether or not your teammates can hold certain areas and politely call for the changes that need to be made to be as efficient as possible. Mastering weapons like the Awp is a necessity to hold or push these points. If you want to make a power play and get the first pick to create an instant body count advantage, the Awp is the holy grail. If you hold a corner well with an Awp as a CT, then you can theoretically pick off the entry fragger without taking much damage. And now the round is already a 4v5, and the better you become, you may or may not be able to pick off the first 2 entries, creating a 5v3 situation and forcing the enemy to rotate.
Well behind him, and a 2-for-1, shutting down Glaive and Device. That can't get any better. 5 versus 3 now, and if you're Astralis, man, that is just a punch in the gut, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have confidence to make the important plays. Confidence can be the death of you, but when warranted and backed with practice and skill, it may be exactly what you're lacking.
As Shox looks for map point and SK look for salvation, a chance to get back into it. They crossed each other, but Fallen gets the kill, and with time enough to get the defuse.
Playing it safe 100% of the time will not yield the results that your team may need to win. Learning to calm your nerves down and make that play is priceless. Say the game is 15-14, if you win, then you at least tie, and if you lose, then the game is over and you lost. You're in a 1v3 and you need to win. However, if you fail, oh well, that's most likely what was going to happen anyway. As long as you took your time and calmed your nerves, a reasonable teammate won't blame you for it. It's okay. Maybe there's something you can learn from it. But if you never take the risk and try something new that may take the enemies by surprise, the chances of you coming out on top are even slimmer. Movement. If you are the last alive on your team in any situation in CSGO, movement is a key factor of survival. Learning strafing, counter-strafing, and making conscious choices to be less predictable makes you an unbelievably difficult target to hit. Learning when to crouch is another skill often learned incorrectly by beginners. Usually, the only times you should crouch are to get certain jumps off and to confuse the enemy while, say, re-peeking a corner with an Awp. Learning things like bunny hopping and air strafing are also some useful skills to have under your belt when higher up on the skill ceiling. Game intelligence. Game intelligence is impossible to fully cover within this video and not something that will be acquired by watching tips and tricks videos. Rather, maybe you'll gain a new perspective that could encourage you to actively seek and learn to apply game sense skills and techniques. You can never be expected to carry a team consistently without a solid foundation and understanding of the game, whether that's from animation, hitboxes, movement to spray patterns, and so much more. Kobe Bryant didn't become one of the greatest to touch the basketball by just doing his own thing. He researched and mimicked and executed every single day. He didn't just watch Jordan play basketball, he became Jordan. And many would argue that he took it further than Jordan did. That being said, find a pro CSGO player that you either want to be like or see yourself already playing like and would like to optimize that. Study the absolute crap out of them, what motivated them, who they learned from, what they do right, and what they could do better. Dive into it all. You'll never acquire the game intelligence you want if you don't enjoy the process. Become a student of the greats, and from there, you'll pave your own path. Take actual notes, critique your own plays, and be real with yourself. Efficient communication. I'm a firm believer in chemistry between players, and if you're not, then I believe in the special bond between teammates with a common goal.
Aqui, na nossa casa, a gente é todo mundo uma família. Então a gente tem que estar junto quando tá feliz, quando ganha, e tem que estar junto quando perde, quando faz besteira. time é pra estar unido e pra fazer isso.
Learning to be respectful without sugarcoating advice and taking this advice from others as well is essential. Working on things as small as your tone and refraining from derogatory terms towards teammates can truly make a huge difference in the overall morale of your team. Although with my close buddies, we call each other idiots and fools all the time in the most literal sense possible, not in an attacking way. We can honestly just tell each other if you made a stupid decision, but we won't stop there. Afterwards, we'll analyze exactly what happened and help each other not make the same mistake again. It's very important to have that quality with your teammates. Pointing out that they made a mistake directly after they've made it just wastes breath and can possibly block you from hearing important audio cues that may cause you to lose the round as a result of talking too much. Accept your or your team's mistakes during the game and work on it after. Respect each other. Acknowledge that you may not be the best leader for the team. Okay, yeah, we kinda did use the term carry in the conventional sense as a scapegoat if you haven't already noticed. I would challenge you to change the way you think about carrying a team. Most people see carrying as being something that only one player can accomplish per match or per round. But who says that more than one person can't help carry the weight together? By helping your team carry around, are you not also carrying as well? Sacrificing yourself in a scenario may be the better option for your team as a whole. Being the first to die could aid your team more than somebody else dying first. It's a possibility. Sometimes taking a step back and letting somebody else take on the role of leader may just be the best thing. While many might not see this as carrying, you're actually just carrying the weight that nobody else wants to. It's still carrying. Winning isn't always fun and you have to make sacrifices. Look at how Zipnix plays. He doesn't take on the role of a star, and he knows that it's not always the best option. But when he shines, it's like nothing else. It's a matter of consistency and perspective.
A 3 versus 2 on the retake, and now it's just Zipix. He's very low, he's in the corner, he's in the open, but he's got Kenny down. He's got to do a one-on-one. The problem is he doesn't know where Body is. He's still low on HP, and as the smoke dissolves, he actually finds it. Zipix his second 1v3 in the game, and this one to close it.
Sincere encouragement. Encouragement and motivation to do hard work brings out the best in humanity. That doesn't change for CSGO. Understand who you're playing with and offer legitimate encouragement.
O que é nobre do Fallen, que ele é uma pessoa generosa. Ele não é porque ele é meu adversário que ele não vai me dar conselho, que ele não vai me ajudar.
This is something that takes consistent dedication. The toxic community that is often ranted about in r/global offensive and YouTube comments, it's real. But this is actually easy to change. If you want to carry teams, you must learn to be a mentor, to influence people for the better. Sure, you can carry a team on your own, but at a certain point, you won't be able to do that anymore. Mentoring and being mentored creates that team bonds that I talked about earlier. It makes the game more enjoyable and rewarding. And at the end of the day, helping others helps yourself too, and there's nothing wrong with that. Complaining about a toxic community fuels the flame. Take a step back. Be a true leader. True leadership is something that affects your life in every way. Who you interact with, how you handle failure, and developing real relationships. All of which are necessities in CSGO and in any competitive sport and life. Leadership is leadership, and it doesn't necessarily change from real life or from sport to sport. It's a life skill to understand what makes a good leader. Who to trust as a leader is a key aspect of life and competition. If you're not cut out to be a team leader, don't do it. Learning when to follow a leader is just as important as being one. Taking on the role of leader is stressful, and you must maintain your cool. You have to make split-second decisions, and you must win over your teammates.
What makes him really good is he knows how to use his teammates. He's a really calm leader. Every move or everything he's doing in the game, it's for the team, not for himself.
C'est quelqu'un de très curieux, très intelligent, très atypique.
Look at Fallen. He may or may not be the greatest in-game leader in CSGO history. Now look at how he handled his early failures, and look at his relationship with his teammates. He's a true leader. This video was never meant to teach you everything that's being talked about, rather the purpose was to kind of pique your interest and offer ideas on places and people to look into if these changes are something that you actually want to make in CSGO and in life. So there you go, guys. I do truly hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you out. If you did enjoy it, maybe consider giving us a like. Let us know what your thoughts on the subject are in the comments section. Do you struggle or disagree with any of these? If you want to see more content like this, the subscribe button is right there for you. Thanks for sticking around. My name is Braden, and I'll see you in the next video.